I guess go with the air assault option. Hmm.
The Ignalina nuclear power plant, located right next to the frontier, is a very vulnerable strategic asset. It supplies about 70% of the Baltic states' electricity, so shutting it down would strongly impact their resistance. TV and radio, cell phones, street cameras, everything would stop working. The power plant is surrounded by a very swampy area, which makes ground operations difficult to accomplish. But this is not a problem for us. We have VGV units that can be transported by helicopter. Shutting down a power plant is a matter of minutes, while turning it back on takes weeks. So this is gonna be a hit-and-run operation. We secure the perimeter, drop a team of assault engineers, they shut down the power plant, and everyone goes home before sunrise.
Technically, all you have to do is just scram the power
Thank you
plant.
for making yourself available at such short notice. This is much appreciated.
My pleasure, Agent Morozova. When the duty calls, I'm always the first to answer.
Almost. Commander, please meet Captain Battalion, who will support you during this operation. He's one of our most brilliant young officers.
Ah, so I was supposed to do
I
this
thought you said I would be in
before
command. I'm
the
perfectly capable of handling this whole operation.
Nizara mission.
There's
Narva,
no doubt
that's what it's
about
called.
your abilities, Captain. But this is no longer an exercise, and one of you could be injured. So we must ensure there is redundancy in the chain of command. Now let's get to work, shall we? The assault group tasked with securing the perimeter of the power plant will be brought first and escorted by attack helicopters. The enemy resistance in the vicinity should be limited to the local reserve units. They have neither the equipment nor the training to face our airborne forces. Once the perimeter is secured, we send a second wave of helicopters carrying the engineers and additional reinforcements. The activation of the emergency shutdown of the power plant should not take long. Once this is done, we'll send the helicopter back to pick you up. The engineers will be evacuated first, followed by your airborne troops. Hopefully, you should be back before the enemy even has time to realize what's going on.
Okay, what do we got? BDV. Dishkas. Melts. Okay. So, what? What? Alright. It's 350. Cage 52s. Yeah, that's a problem. The helicopters, rather, specifically, is what I was referring to.
Begin the attack. Suppress all the enemy resistance and secure the landing zone.
Okay, cool. So, KH-52, Mi-35, 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 KH-52. Railway station, logistics center, power plant. Alright. KH-52. So, what do we have here? Autocannon. Cool, whatever. S-13 rockets. Okay, so large warhead. Hits. Yeah, well, decent pen. Fight cars. Not terabad. Semi-active, though. Iglas. Okay. Mi-35s. They have 23mm gun in the nose. And a lot of rockets. Okay. And is this one the same? This one's the same. So, Bunzai, I guess.
Here we go. Try to keep up with me, Commander, because I won't wait for you. Давай! Новая точка получена. Летим туда. Patrols around the power plant eliminated. Keep up the good work. Летим. Logistics center clear for landing. Resistance crushed. Railway station clear. Nice fireworks. Battalion for HQ. All the landing zones are secured.
Good job, you two. Continue to patrol the area and keep the landing zone safe. I'm sending in the transport helicopters.
Вылетел к цели.
And this is why you have air defense. So I get the necking is I get
Got boots on the ground in the logistics center. Даем ходу. Our troops are taking over the railway station.
I can control some of those squads.
The first wave has successfully landed.
Отделение поддержки.
Our Spetsnaz have stormed the power plant. Not much resistance encountered, but some workers have locked themselves behind the blast doors of the main control room. I'm sending the attack helicopters back to base immediately to escort the second wave containing the assault engineers. Defend the perimeter with what you have in the meantime. Don't let anybody reach the power plant.
You heard her, guys. Defend the perimeter and hold until the second wave arrives. I hope I can count on you to help with the defense, Commander.
Yeah, whatever. So I get the impression that we're not supposed to like what's her name or Miller. Can I just get you to step out for a second? Okay, I don't know if that supply's been flipped or not, but I don't suppose it matters much. Also, I only have control of a relatively small number of squads here, so... And I don't have anything that I can use up there. And the helicopters are gone.
Vehicles coming our way at the train station. Let's ambush them.
Well, I mean, it's not much. It's just a bunch of G-Wagons and Unamogs. And the G-Wagon is basically just a glorified pickup truck with a machine gun. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's the, that's used the same model as the Marine Corps' IFAV. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's exactly the same as the Marine Corps' IFAV.
Enemy convoy destroyed. We took prisoners, the reservists from the local garrison, which has been put on alert.
Okay, so you know, I honestly wonder if I was supposed to play these. Like, I was thinking earlier that because the way I played the 3 missions leading up to Kaliningrad was I played the landing, and then the airbase takeover, and then the armored thrust mission. So, oh yeah, it's Big Wave, Airbase Heist, and Tracked and Furious, respectively. That's the mission names. I get the impression I was supposed to play them in the opposite order: Tracked and Furious first, and then the Airbase Heist, and then Big Wave. Just judging by the difficulty, or at least the scale. And then Kaliningrad would be more difficult, because I think Kaliningrad was the most difficult mission so far. We on the Night, that's what it's called. I also get the impression I'm supposed to play this one, and the previous one, Papers, Please, before I at least played Kaliningrad, because this is not hard yet. I imagine they're going to get harder. That's generally how most games work.
Beware! Enemy vehicles are storming the left flank.
Well, they're doing something on the left flank, but it's not storming, it's more like exploding. If memory serves, this power plant was actually decommissioned in 2007. It's just that in the game's timeline, they're keeping the plant active for the sake of the story. We do have access to a pretty significant portion of the map.
The attack on the left flank has been repelled. Well done, guys. Keep it up. Another convoy destroyed. We've captured an officer this time. According to what he said, there is a large mechanized brigade stationed nearby, and it has been alerted. It sounds like an attempt to frighten us, but if this is true, we need to be gone before they arrive, or we won't see the morning.
Don't worry. The engineers will soon be here.
I have a nagging suspicion we're probably going to see that mechanized brigade early, and then we're going to need to use attack helicopters. I mean, honestly, it shouldn't be hard to disable the power plant. Nuclear reactors have something called scram, which is basically the equivalent of a "oh crap, this thing needs to be off right now" button. Scram's an acronym. I'm not exactly sure what it stands for. It doesn't stand for that, but it's designed to shut the reactor off right away. Now, I'm not entirely sure how easy it is to power a reactor back on once you've scrammed it, but it is an emergency shutdown. The thing is, I'm not entirely sure you need special engineers to shut it down. All you would need to do is, I mean, the scram button isn't necessarily hidden. It's right there. Just flip the hatch up, press the button.
They seem to be regrouping and preparing fire support positions. Their next assault will certainly be better prepared than their previous attempts, and we might not be facing simple conscripts anymore.
Okay, so what do you want me to do about that?
Armored vehicles approaching the right flank. Fire at will. Don't let them pass. Attention! Enemy armored vehicles are storming the left flank.
Okay, well that's not directly my problem.
are mounting fast. We won't hold on much longer.
The helicopters have finished rearming and refueling, and the engineers are on board. They will soon be on their way. The second wave is en route. Hold tight. Commander, the second wave transporting the assault engineers has arrived. Transport helicopters are also available to call reinforcements and bring supplies.
Cool. I'm aware. Now, what are we looking at? Reconnaissance. Spetsnaz. Snipers. Or basic recon. Those guys have a laser designator. Infantry. Helicopters. Mi-8 MTV. Alright, and they don't appear to have weapons. Well, that's a bit of a downer. They're giving us options for igloos, and I am genuinely wondering whether or not we're going to have to deal with aircraft. And again, the igloos do get a PKP, so that would make them valuable even without it. Hornets. Melts. I don't know, I could probably throw them in one of these two buildings. Alright, I need to unpause it. Also, why were they dumping flares again? They were dumping flares.
Enemy's attack on the left flank repelled. We've reached the blast doors of the control room. 20 centimeters of tempered steel and reinforced concrete. That's serious business. How long will it take? We have a full mechanized brigade coming our way, and we won't be able to hold them off for long. Вертикальная на связи. We're in the same boat here. We're on it, and we can't work faster, so we'll let you know when it's done, okay?
This might take a while. Keep the enemy as far away from the nuclear power plant as possible until they can access the control room and shut down both reactors. I'm sending a third wave of reinforcements with our reserves. They should arrive in a few minutes.
Okay, so slightly new plan. You are going... You are going over here as a backline. Okay.
HQ to all ground units. The next wave is approaching the landing zone. Confirm visual.
What the hell? They're flying towards the enemy. Break right, break right.
Shit, there's places everywhere! Look! Stinger stew! Fire! Stick the landing pad in the right! I'll cover!
Sons of bitches, they shot down a helicopter.
Yeah. That's kind of,
Enemies attacking the left flank. Hold
you
your
know,
position.
things like that happen in war. Okay, that might be a bit steep. Just a bit. We don't have any attack options. Well, honestly, the most serious thing over here is that. So, if that could be removed, that would be nice.
The last wave of paratroopers was dropped near the power plant. The helicopters are returning to base for repairs and will come back to support you as soon as possible. Good luck.
Damn. Looks like we're left without air cover once again. Oh well. Suck it up and drive on, I guess. We're starting to face armored vehicles with heavy weapons. These are Vilkas from the Iron Wolves Brigade, one of the best trained Lithuanian mechanized units. Without armored vehicles of our own, we won't be able to resist much longer.
Understood. We have a pair of Mi-26 available at the base. We can airlift you armored reinforcements. What's the most pressing need on the battlefield right now?
The left flank is collapsing. Withdraw to our fallback positions.
Roger that. Reinforcements will be arriving shortly. Stand by for the package.
Okay, well, I did that by accident.
Attention, the situation in the area of operation is becoming more complicated. A column of Latvian armored vehicles has crossed the border and is moving in your direction. They should arrive on your right flank shortly.
Ah, it's our lucky day, apparently. Look, Lithuania, Latvia. The only one missing is Estonia for a Baltic royal flush. Guys, get your RPGs ready. All eyes on the right flank. The fun's about to start there.
Well, I mean, I do have backup.
ВДВ на приеме, как слышно? Быстрее!
Also, Mi-26s? Oh, it would help if I unpause.
Погнали! Ноги в
There we go. There's the Mi-26s. Or Mi-28s. I don't know.
Десант готов!
of Latvians. Огонь! Oh shit, they brought mortars with them.
The requested armored vehicles have been delivered. Good luck, guys.
Okay, mortars. Mortars might be a touch of a problem. What do you got? Cornets, regular cornets. I mean, to be fair, it's a cornet, so it's gonna pretty much... Look, it's a cornet. There's not... Honestly, there's not going to be too much that's gonna, shrug off that.
Принял. Выдвигаемся. Пехота ждет указаний. Зачистить здание. Хороший дом для обороны. Проверить здание. Attention! Enemy choppers! Grab a tube and shoot that bastard down! Fuck! I think they brought in some special forces. Don't let them land! Быстрее! Быстрее!
Oh, well, I mean, they've got manpads now. I think we're about to lose the railway station.
Пехоты много 200! Противотанковое соединение в бою! Оружие! Вперед! Двигаемся!
I mean, they're cornets, so they can't be fired on the move. Which does present a bit of a problem.
Врага на приеме! Мы под огнем! С кого еще снять броню?
Wrong button.
ПМД на связи! Ведем бой! They squeezed us out of the railroad station! Fall back to the second line of defense! Разведка на. ПМД тут! Жарковато становится! Погнали! Enemy choppers! You guys know what to do! Enemy choppers are coming again! Don't give them a chance to land! Now they're coming in with mortars on the left flank! Hold on, boys!
Oh, there goes one of the ATGM vehicles. That's a bit of a pest. I probably should have brought in the mortars instead of the cornets.
One Blackout down! Good job, guys! the Lithuanian-Latvian military cooperation day or what? It looks like we're taking on both their entire armies in one fell swoop. What's the situation in the power plant? How much longer we're gonna have to hold these damn positions?
We've just breached into the control room and cleared it. It's only a matter of minutes now to trigger the automatic shutdown.
Great news. We'll fire up the engines of the helicopter for the evacuation. Tell me when the shutdown is in effect, and I'll send them.
I think we pushed the Latvians back. Well, that wasn't easy. It's too early to relax. We need to prepare for the next attack. Let's hope they don't get lost this time. How hard it is to aim for the big building with the big pipes sticking out, huh?
Yeah, I should have grabbed the mortars.
Attention. Intelligence reports indicate that enemy heavy artillery is setting up in range of the power plant. I'm sure they won't risk using heavy artillery near the nuclear power plant, so stay near it to avoid being bombarded.
Engineers, have you heard? We need to evacuate now. Are you not done yet?
Not yet. The automatic shutdown failed. This damn equipment is rotten to the core. The control rods are stuck halfway through and refuse to go down.
What? Are you joking me? If you don't shut down the reactors in time, I swear, we will leave you here.
Listen, it's not my fault this place hasn't seen any maintenance since the days of Brezhnev. Give us another 5 minutes, and we'll go to the reactor room to make the rods go down the hard way.
Congratulations! You're all gonna die of radiation
Blowing this
poisoning.
place up with us nearby is not part of the plan. Don't do anything stupid.
Well, we'll find out at the first kiss of my circular saw on these damn control rods. Engineers out.
Yeah.
Also losing momentum on the left flank. That was close. Damn mortars.
Yeah. Says regroup with the second line of defenses. Is that not these? Is that the power plants?
Вторжение. Заходим по одному.
Don't know.
Нужен доктор. Сначала гранаты, потом ты. Зенитчики на приеме. Есть кто дома? Готовы к бою.
So we weren't supposed to fall back to the power plant, I don't think. Okay.
Разведгруппа в боевом режиме.
Nuts. Honestly, I'm not sure if we were supposed to fall back at the power plant or not.
ВДВ слушает. It worked! First reactor's been shut down. We're moving to the second.
Great work. The method is a bit unconventional, but it's the result that matters. Carry on.
My father used to tell me, if violence doesn't solve your problems, hit harder. We're under fire. What the hell is going on, Commander? If you think this is a good way of getting us to work faster, let me tell you, that it is not. Вертушки на приеме. Выдвигаемся на новую позицию. Армейская авиация слушает. Координаты принял. Вертикальная на связи. Вертушки здесь. Армейская авиация слушает.
I was talking about this being easy earlier.
Вертушки на приеме. Пусть еще выше.
I guess I should have taken it a little bit more seriously.
Армейская авиация слушает. Отходим на базу. Job done! We've shut down both reactors. We're moving to evac zone. Provide cover now!
What's this? Good news from you? Shit, I can't believe my ears. Get ready to evacuate. We'll cover you.
У пехоты потери. Это пехота, у нас есть 300 и 200.
Congratulations, you all have radiation poisoning. If you took a circular saw to the reactor rods... Okay, legitimate question. Do you taste metal? Do you feel... Or was there the sensation of pins and needles on your skin? Because if either of those happened, you're going to die. You have been exposed to an obscene amount of radiation, and it's pretty much 100% lethal. So, just don't take a circular saw to reactor rods in a running reactor. I'd also like to know how you got inside the reactor to begin with, but okay.
The engineers have been successfully evacuated. Your turn, Commander. Bring all your remaining units to the evacuation zone. Attack helicopters will protect your retreat.
Отделение в налете. Голубые береты на связи.
You mean to get in the zone or evacuate your infantry? That's a secondary objective. That is honestly very Russian. Okay, so there's the transport helicopters that I assume we're supposed to load the infantry onto.
The helicopters are in position. You got 1 minute, Commander. Hurry up. All the infantry's here. Get in the choppers and let's head back to base.
So, I guess we leave? Okay. 2.55 KD ratio. I think that's the lowest I had so far. I didn't evacuate the vehicles, mainly because they all blew up. And I didn't hold the, other places. Yeah. Advance is a standstill due to a fuel shortage. Self-service. Cold Harbor. Okay. Well, next I think I'm just going to tackle these two.